Elemental heroes are garbage, and I'm going to explain why. Avion, Burstinatrix, and Sparkman are like, okay, they go into like your playmakers, and like, they're from like this beginning of Elemental heroes, so like GX era, where the only good deck from GX was Volcanics, not much else. Elemental Hero Ocean came out around the same time, and for once again it being a GX card, where it was during every standby phase, you can add a hero from your graveyard, put it in your hand. I'd say he was a pretty good card. Their first fusions, Flame Wingman, Thunder Giant, and Rampart Blaster were also pretty okay. I'm sure there were others, but like, we're gonna list them off later on. Bubbleman had a deck based off him, so that makes him one of the best guys. Elemental Hero Blade Edge also exists around the same time frame, but most of these are like things you don't really care about. We list off a bit further on down the line, and we can go to like Shining Flare Wingman, which was Flame Wingman if he got a bonus. Wildheart was good back in the day because he was just a smaller version of Ancient Gear Golem. Neo Bubbleman, you will see this being of what happens if we try and make Bubbleman worse. Elemental Hero Mariner is okay. Shaman, Phoenix Enforcer, these are both were played at some point, but not really much anymore. Shining Phoenix Enforcer is another Shining Elemental Hero, so you know, it was garbage. Elemental Hero Stratos is your playmaker. He either has the good effect of destroying all spell trap cards on the field up to the number of heroes you have, or you can add a hero from your deck to your hand, which is the boring option, and that's what everyone uses because they're boring. You're boring me, Yu-Gi-Oh community. Give me something fun. Over time, you start realizing heroes just kind of were garbage, and that's why they made other heroes. Neos Alias is the only Gemini in the entire game that ever saw competitive play. And it's a hero that just becomes elemental heroes while it's on the field. It was never played because it was a Gemini, it was played because it was a Warrior Light. Elemental Hero Plasma Vice was played in Duel Links for like an entire box set, and then people stopped playing elemental heroes entirely. Prisma is crazy as fuck because it just becomes the name of a fusion monster listed on a fusion card you reveal. And that's kind of fucking wild. Heat and Elemental Hero Inferno are both cards that are completely worthless because they just increase their attack in a very specific scenario. Nosp is a card that existed, I think it was just around for Poison Rose, which are both kind of irrelevant cards. Much like Lady Heat, except Lady Heat did burn damage, so she was maybe used once in a lifetime. Voltic lets you special summon a banished Elemental Hero monster, which means you have to play Elemental Hero Flash that banishes like 3 extra Elemental Heroes with itself in order to add a normal spell from your graveyard. Both are kind of irrelevant. Elemental Hero Woodsman could have been played back in the day to add polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. It was a really slow search, but it actually kind of helped you a lot. Absolute Zero was actually kind of a crazy thing because it was just a Black Rose Dragon for Elemental Heroes. Nova Master was a good card because he lets you just draw a card if you destroy a monster by battle. That was a pretty good card. Great Tornado actually existed, and I was surprised by it because its effect is so worthless. Shadow Mist is still currently played because it just lets you add a Change Quicks play spell from your deck to your hand. Elemental Hero Blazeman lets you add a Polymerization from your deck to your hand, and along with that, you can send an Elemental Hero from your deck to your graveyard in order to change its attribute, attack, and defense to that monster you sent to the graveyard. Honest Neos is honestly just Neos if he was honest. Liquid Soldier is still played currently because he just lets you draw 2 cards and then discard 1. And if you think anything that wasn't drawing potential was bad, you're wrong. Sunrise, you can talk to anyone like MBT and they will probably tell you that it was a pretty good card because it lets you add Miracle Fusion to your hand. Neos Kluger is a card that was used once in a lifetime if it came out in GX, because it lets you force out Neos Wiseman, and everyone loves Neos. I know you love Neos. I love Neos. We all love Neos, except there is one character better than the rest of these fucking garbage characters. Elemental Hero Clayman is a level 4 Earth Warrior monster that is a normal creature with 800 attack and 2000 defense. And this is not a joke. If you think he is anything less than the actual embodiment of Jesus Christ, you are a lunatic. I am going to hang you to a cross.